today. So for today's video, we're going to do like a full bronze look, like bronzy eye, like a deep nude lip, bronzy skin. Yeah, so we're going to go for a full bronze look. So I've already done my eyebrows and they are a little bit messy because well, they're overgrown, like they need waxing. But this is the best I can do with them, so just blank them out. So yeah, I'm looking for the brush that I want to use. I'm pretty sure I put it behind me. Yes, I'm going to first of all highlight my brow bone. So I'm going to take the Dose of Colours and ILuvSarahii highlighter in Soulmate, and I'm going to take that on a Spectrum A13. I'm just going to put a little bit of this underneath the brow. I keep it mainly in the archway, I don't bring it all the way forward. I'm just going to prime the eyelid, so I'm going to use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm going to take that on a Kaima Cosmetics brush. And they're like a little indie company. I'll link their website below. They do like some gorgeous pigments and stuff. So I have got like this big blanket thing on because it's like so cold, and I'm in pyjamas as well because I can be, I'm not going anywhere. So I've just stuck a little bit of tape down, like the tiniest amount, because I'm going to do like this black sort of smoky wing situation as well. Like, yeah, I know it's like bronze, but I feel like black, we have black in the palette and I feel like it sort of goes. And anyway, yeah, I know what I've got in my mind. So I'm going to take the Natasha Denona bronze palette today. So I did say like months ago I was going to do like a 3 looks in one, but obviously I didn't get around to it. So I'm going to try and do looks with it as much as I can now because I'm on like a no buy for 2 years. So if you're coming to my channel for new releases, it ain't gonna happen unless brands magically send stuff my way, which ain't gonna happen either. So yeah, I'm gonna start by taking Beach from the palette, which is this one right here. My brushes are well, they're from this palette because I tried to do this look a minute ago and I wasn't happy with it, so I know what I've got in my mind now to make it look different. So yeah, I'm going to take Beach and I'm going to just run that through the crease. And the no buy is going to be so difficult because Colourpop just come out with the Animal Crossing collection. I think it gets released on Friday. They usually do releases on Friday, don't they? And it looks so pretty, but it can't happen. Like, I bought some stuff recently, like, but I bought it like literally end of December to justify it. So a haul will be coming of some like new bits, and obviously I've got those bits to test out and that. But yeah, a lot of it's just going to be playing with like my old collection. Unless, well, I mean, I guess like if Elf come out with stuff on that, I could treat myself to little Elf stuff. But yeah, like £60 palettes and things like that, it ain't going to be happening. Yeah. Then on a Spectrum A07, I'm going to go into Sundown, which is here. And I'm just going to put that in the socket, just to deepen it up. I'm going to take my crown brush, this is a C429, and just buff this out slightly. Yeah, I'm going to take Ridge from the... God, I can't ever hold these things and I don't want to drop it either. So I'm going to take Ridge from the palette, which is this one here. And I'm going to take that on a Crown Brush C528. And we're just going to pop this on the outer corner. If you want to do a matte eye, you could take this and like brush it all the way through. But I am going to go for a shimmery eye because I do love a shimmer. I've got so many brow hairs because where my hair on my eyebrows, obviously my hair goes down, but I'm trying to keep my brow more straight. So if you can see like literally all hairs here, and it's messing with my eyeshadow. That's why it looks like, I'm like, why does it look patchy? It's because there's literally like 10 hairs just sat there. I know I need to wax them, probably do it next week. What am I going to do now? I'm going to do something. I'm going to take a Spectrum A17 and I'm going to go into Deep Dive, which is like this black shade right here. And I'm just going to draw like a wing situation. Obviously you could take a black liner if you want, but I feel like shadow just looks softer. So what I do is I literally just draw a straight line. Then I take a Crown Brush C431 and we just buff this through. And we almost, if you can see, like get a winged shape. Then we can just go ahead and sort of fill it in to make it more intense. Then we have this situation going on. I drew it in and sort of smoked it out, but I'm going to do a cut crease anyway, so I'm not overly bothered if I now cover that. So I'm going to take the Wet n Wild. So this is the Photo Focus. Oh my god, I can never say this. Photo Focus Concealer. It's just the concealer I used to cut my lids with, to cut my creases with, because I don't like it and it's just fine just to do this. So I'm going to take that on a Peaches and Cream. This is a PC51 brush. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So what I do is I literally take a bit of product, place it down, cut. It wants to, there we go, look up. And you get like this little line, and then you can go ahead and take your brush. And I'll just go along and just like pat along. Obviously I can draw the line back in once I put the shimmer down, but as of now I'm really not bothered by it. Or you can obviously do it after, depending on your preference. And then while this is still wet, I take the brush that I put my eyelid primer on with and just pat this out, just so it's like almost goes drier and stays flat, so we don't get any more transfer as well, and it just looks cleaner and everything just applies better when it's like almost, it's weird, like it's just pushes it in. Then for lid shade, I'm going to take Aloe in the palette, which is this one here, and I'm going to take that on a Peaches and Cream PC41 brush. Just go ahead and just place this all over. Now we've got that on the lid, I'm going to take my crown brush and just buff this in, keeping it away from the black. The black will buff in and we sort of add a little bit more black in with it, just for like an extra something above the cut crease. I'm going to take the Urban Decay. This is the Heavy Metal Liner in Midnight Cowboy, and you can obviously take the brush, but I'm going to take this. It's like a thinner brush. This is a Glisten Cosmetic brush, and this is in the number 2. I was going to say shade then. So yeah, it's just easier for me to control stuff with this kind of brush. Obviously you don't have to do this, you completely skip this part, but I just, something a little extra, you know. So I'm just going to literally draw it from here and go around to where the like shimmer sort of stops. Then we have this situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously do the other eye off camera and apply lashes. I'm not too sure what lashes I'm going to apply yet. I will let you know obviously once I get them on, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the base as well. So yeah. Okay, so the lashes I am wearing are from Unicorn Cosmetics, and these are in the shade Rebel, which look like so. These are super gorgeous. I've had my eye on Rebel for a while, and I'm a cherry top bitch. Like, cherry top is my ultimate lash, but these, oh, I like these a lot. So we're going to move on to base now. So I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. I do really enjoy this, but I had a tester of a Hollywood Flawless filter, like in the bottle, I think that's what it's called, and it is like bomb. Like, it is really glowy compared to this. If you want a really subtle glow, go for this one, but if you want like a lot, Hollywood is like just gorgeous. So I'm actually just gonna take this all over, just rub that in. For foundation, I'm going to take the Hourglass. So this is the Vanish Seamless Finish in the liquid form. I love the stick. The stick is like my favourite foundation, but the liquid is really nice, and it's like full coverage. You literally need half a pump, like this much, and you get a full coverage face. So it's really nice, because even though it's expensive, like you can see I've used it quite a bit, and like I've had this for a while and it's not even made like a dent. So yes, I don't think I said the shade. I use the shade Bisque. I prefer a more yellow toned foundation. I hate just pink undertones. Like, I hate how it looks on my skin. Like, I feel like it just looks grey. So yeah, that's why I go for more yellow. To buff that out, I'm going to take the Spectrum B01 and just buff this in. Now I'm going to take the Hourglass. This, it doesn't say, it's like Vanish, but I think it's like the Vanish Seamless Concealer. This is in the shade Birch, and it is a little bit light, but I can make it work. So I'm just taking that on the under eyes. I like to bring this down. Don't have to go all the way across with the concealer because it blends out anyway. This is pretty full, so just, yeah, be a bit careful with it. And go across the chin, here his eye, and then the forehead. And we just sort of bring this down and join it to the nose. By the way, this brush on this is super soft. It's a doe foot applique, but because it's flat, literally just glides on, there's no tugging. And while I just let that dry, I'm going to take the Rimmel Contour stick. So this is in light. I'm just going to draw around the forehead, and the cheeks, down the nose, and on the lip. So to blend out the contour, I'm going to take the crown brush. This is a C436, and just blend that through. And when I blend out my lip and nose, I just blend out my highlighter with it, just so it blends into one. To blend out my concealer, I'm going to take the Hourglass. So this is the Seamless Concealer brush. I'm just going to buff this through. To set the under eyes, I'm going to take the Cover FX. This is the Perfecting Setting Powder in Translucent Light. And I'm going to take that on a crown brush. This is a C530. I'm going to this on the under eyes. For a little bit more contour, I'm just going to dip into the Wet n Wild. So this is the MegaGlo contouring palette in, I think it's Dulce de Leche or something. Everything's listed in the bomb bar anyway. And I like to mix both of these just because I feel the banana powdery situation just sort of dims it down a bit. This is very powdery, by the way. And I'm taking that on a Real Techniques contour brush. Just take that on the cheeks and around the forehead. I don't bother with my nose and that. I'll leave that as it is. Then for bronzer, I'm going to go into the Ofra bronzer, and this is in the shade Americano. And I'm going to take that on a Spectrum C07. Whoops, might have gone a bit heavy-handed with that. If you do feel sometimes you've gone a bit heavy, you can take your foundation brush and just push it through again. There's nothing extra on it. It just sort of brings it back to life because I know I've gone a bit heavy. Then we're going to go back into the highlighter, which was the Dose of Colours ILuvSarahii highlighter in Cellmate. And I'm going to take that on a crown brush C529. Just put that on tops of the cheeks. Oh, I love this highlighter. I haven't used it in so long. It is top tier highlighter for me. I took a little bit of that on my upper lip as well, so you don't have to. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like a little bit of highlight with Cupid's bow. So I'm just going to take a Spectrum A12 and take a little bit of this on the nose. Actually a tiny amount. And take a little bit on the inner corners as well. Then for blush, I'm going to take the Lunar Beauty. This is the Moon Prism blush palette, and I'm going to take Spacey and Gravity. With something like this, I typically do go for a peachy blush, but like I said, I want to keep it all bronzy, and these are sort of bronzy blushes. They're bronzy with a splash of pink. They're really, really pretty, so I'm going to mix both, but I'm going to take a light hand. And I'm taking that on a Spectrum A05, and I'm just gonna almost like come straight across. Go a little bit on sort of nose area as well. Then to set like all of my face, I'm going to take the Jouer, and this is the Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder in Light. I feel like I've only used this a couple of times and I'm not too sure how I feel about it, so I'm going to use it today. I'm going to avoid obviously like the highlighter side because I don't want to dim that down. So I'm just going to take that on the same crown brush and just like pat it on. Don't know, I kind of like it, kind of like I'm comparing it to like my Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm like, Charlotte Tilbury one's like bomb. Now I'm going to use setting spray. So this is the Revolution Hyaluronic Hydrating Essence Spray, and I'm just going to spritz this all over. Then I'm going to take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. So I'm going to leave the eyes as it is because I love how like open they look, but like kind of like cat eye effect. Like I love that whole look, especially for like my eye shape. So obviously if you want to, you can. Like I would have just took what I took like in the crease and just buffed it on the lash line, maybe added like a bit of glitter. But I'm going to take the KVD mascara just to finish it off. But you're literally going to see none-ish. You're going to see my roots. Actually, I think I'm going to take something in the waterline. I'm going to take this. So this is the Colourpop and Real Beauty Christy collection, and this is the cream eyeliner, I think, in Woodsea. Yeah, I believe that's what they're called. They literally look like this. They're beautiful. I'm going to need a mirror for this. And yeah, I'm going to put this in the waterline. Obviously, if you wanted to like bring light more to it, you could go in with like a nude in the waterline, but I love how this looks, like just to add to that bronziness. I love the Nip and Fab, it's like their eye pencil in nude. That's a really, really good one, but I got my eye on like the Charlotte Tilbury one because it looks so good. But yeah, I can't buy it for 2 years, so it don't matter. So I'm going to take the LA Girl lip liner. This is Perfect Precision lip liner in Sugar and Spice, and I'm gonna line my lips first before we're going with a lipstick. So for lips today, I'm gonna take this. So this is from Proper Beauty. I hate how we say it like proper, especially in a Essex accent. This is their Luminous Satin lipstick in Her Magic. Then Indie Black brand, amazing lipsticks. I'll link their website below as well. Packaging is so gorgeous. So I'm literally going to take this, and this is the finished look. I love how this turned out. I think it's so beautiful, especially with a darker nude. Like I usually go for a classic, like my sort of nude, like a pinky or a peachy, or obviously a lighter nude than this. But yeah, I love this. I think it's so gorgeous. So yes, obviously this is the end of the video. I have, like I said, a haul come in, and then I'll be testing out that makeup that's in the haul, and then I also have like a full drugstore glam come in as well. And in the full drugstore glam, what I might do is I might recommend like other great products as well. So like say if you're like, I don't want that, but I'll recommend like this instead, and you'd be like, actually that looks better or more affordable or blah 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 blah. Anyway, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. That probably should be coming the week after this, I should imagine. I'm not entirely sure just yet. Like I'm trying to get back into recording and stuff, like just get back into the gist of everything. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video.